I'm so... I'm late because my laptop wasn't doing the live video. So here I am on my phone with a funny angle. So I'm going to have to readjust. Really trying to be patient here. I'm not sure even if this is working. Just a different angle. Hi. If anyone's there, I'm sorry I'm late. Maybe you're late too. I keep using technical difficulties as a reason. Each week there's a little something. I thought it would be fine. Anyhow, here we are. Thank you for being here. For all you mamas, pregnant mamas, growing babies in their belly mamas, mamas who have grown children maybe, like me. And then those who have recently given birth, welcome. And I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day and you were able to celebrate your beautiful self. I'm going to turn off the music because I feel like this may not work either.
I am resilient. I trust the movement.
I have real respect for you people in there. I'm here. I hope you're here too. I'm really sorry about this technical difficulty. Okay. Whew. Let's ground ourselves right now. I'm speaking directly to myself. Find yourself sitting, sits bones grounded on the floor, maybe raised up onto a pillow. If you are a pregnant mama doing this session with me, you can elevate your pelvis, your hips a little bit so that your pelvis sort of tilts forward a little bit more comfortable and create some nice space in that pelvic area. Oh. And in case you missed it, I just want to acknowledge all you beautiful mamas. I hope you had a wonderful day yesterday, celebrating yourself and honoring your role in this world, however you chose to do that, however your family chose to do that. I hope you fully appreciate the importance and the essence of your role here, especially at this time. Thank you. So let's bring ourselves into a seated position. You may find also open leg, leaning forward slightly, may also be helpful. And let's close our eyes. And find yourself letting go of the day, letting go whatever you need to let go, and just be here right now for this next little bit by inhaling and exhaling with a sigh. Let your shoulders drop, Let your face soften. And let's do that again. And then as you are inhaling and exhaling, find more length in your spine without forcing it. More space in your belly as you inhale. And really emptying your lungs on your exhale. Bringing your belly in slightly. Filling your lungs with oxygen and releasing and emptying those lungs. With your eyes closed and your breath with the expansion on the inhale and the slight contraction on the exhale, notice the pause between the breath cycles. Notice the air as it moves in through your nostrils and out through your nostrils. Inhaling and expanding your belly, exhaling, emptying your lungs and pulling your abdomen closer in, releasing all the air from your lungs. And we'll just change the breath pattern slightly to a Shatali breath where you're inhaling through the nose and exhaling slowly and gently through open mouth. As if you're breathing out through a straw, but a softer hold on that straw. Really noticing the softening that happens on the exhale and the release of tension that may be hidden in little spots like your shoulders, your jaw. Letting your body and your mind know all is well. And as we come back to more of a natural in and out through your nostrils, bring your hand to your heart center and your right hand to your heart center and your left hand to your belly. And just really tuning in to your breath internally. Just acknowledging this time, this amazing vessel that you have created inside of you and honoring that. Sending love to yourself and to your baby. Just really feel the depth of that love and that connection. Just a few more breaths here. And then bring your hands back to your lap, onto your knees. And slowly opening your eyes. And just moving in a small circle in one direction. Just moving ever so slowly. Feeling all the feels and then changing direction. And then coming back to neutral, open your legs, and if they already were, well then I'm going to have to get up and change this angle again, but we're sitting in a wide-legged position. And we're going to do the same thing, just rolling over and around, maybe turning and twisting. And gently, of course, just when I'm just slightly turning towards, and then one leg and the other, just feeling and moving any stuck energy and just acknowledging it and going the opposite direction. Do a few more rounds. I'm just going to change. I really have to become more technologically savvy. So just rolling around. There we go. And let's try this. Okay. And then let's find ourselves with our legs wide and arms to the side, right hand down, and just breathing up the left arm overhead and just sinking in. Just opening up through that left side, only to where it feels good. That's the only word that came to me. And remember, this is your practice, doing what feels good in your body as we inhale and bring the right arm over, bending the left, creating some space in that right side. And if you'd like, you can bring your arm down and just feeling that opening there. Coming back to neutral. This time as we raise our arms, we're going to just turn towards the right side, a little gentle twist, placing the left hand in front and looking over your right shoulder. And not to, you can keep your focus in front, or give a more in-depth twist. But again, being mindful in pregnancy that twists, pulling back, like staying on the softer side of the edge and coming back this way to neutral. And again, inhale your arms halfway. Turn towards your left, placing your right hand down to support you as you gently twist and feeling that in your back, in your side. Beautiful. And coming back. And let's just move our neck ever so slightly, but enough that we can feel some creating space. So bring your right ear to your right shoulder and just take a breath there. Inhaling back to neutral. Left ear to left shoulder. And back to neutral. And again, we'll do that again. Bring your right ear and just noticing this space. Breathing into any tension. And back to neutral. And then left ear towards left shoulder. But also being mindful of not over stretching. And back to neutral. Bringing your chin to your chest. And back to neutral. And you might find a few gentle rolls, just side to side. This amazing joint that holds our head up. There we go. Okay, let's move on to our hands and knees. And we'll do some cat-cow flow-like movement. I'll go onto the side. So finding yourself with your hands under your shoulders, pressing into the mat, all 5 fingertips. Back is neutral. Knees are wide. You may enjoy them more wide, spread out. And feet can be flat. And as we inhale and bring our crown pressing into the mat, the crown moves up, the tailbone moves up towards the ceiling, and exhaling, rounding, pressing in, rolling, and creating that space in the back. Inhale, pressing into the fingertips, pressing away as your crown extends, the tailbone extends. Exhaling, rounding, Pressing again away from the mat. And then just find your own rhythm. Maybe just a few more breaths here. And then coming back to neutral. This C curve is a slight movement where you're looking over your right shoulder and your right hip towards your right shoulder. Just a slight, and then back to neutral. Inhaling to the other side, to the left, looking over your left shoulder, and to your left hip towards your left shoulder. And we'll do that one more time. It's not a big movement, but it can feel really great. Just creating creating space in this kind of micro movement. Okay, let's do some hip rolls over in this position. So pressing towards your right, moving forward, coming to the left, kind of rolling back, going slow, and maybe finding some sticky spots that you might want to just roll over and breathe into a little bit more. And then going the opposite direction. Just creating space and movement and fluidity in your hips during this time. And then back to neutral. So these next few, we're just using some strength, and also you'll feel some opening in the hips. So first we'll inhale our leg straight back, pressing into our hands, maintaining that integrity. Exhaling, rolling into our cat position, and then inhaling, straight leg back, engaging our pelvic floor and our abdominals, just a slight rounded, whatever works for you right now. And on the third one, just bring your knee back to neutral. And then we'll do the same on the other side. So inhaling your leg back, your foot is active here. So you can really grab your muscles around your joints, creating that strength. Exhaling, rolling. Inhale back. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale back to neutral. And this time when we extend our right leg, bring that leg back and behind your left leg. And just kind of sink into that outer hip area. And breathe into that space. And then inhaling back to neutral, nice and slow, really engaging those pelvic floor muscles to keep the integrity and stability of the pose. And then pressing back and moving that left leg behind the right foot. And just breathing into that space. Coming back to neutral. And we'll come up onto our knees. You can have active feet if that feels okay for you. Your feet can be flat. But let's just roll our wrists and create some opening in our sternum area By inhaling our arms forward and exhaling, coming around. If you can clasp your hands together, then you can do so, or holding your wrists, keeping your pelvis neutral rather than, and just creating space up in the sternum, the heart center. And breathing. Again, your knees may be wide. And if it's too much in the shoulders, just find that maybe you're holding your forearms. And just holding that posture. Beautiful. And then you can shake out. We'll just kind of do our own version of this. Just shake out your arms and your shoulders. Feel that energy moving through your limbs, moving through your upper body. And we're going to make our way to the top of the mat. You can choose, if you are comfortable and have been doing downward dogs, you can do a wide-legged and pressing as you come up, engaging, or you could simply move to the top of the mat. I'm going to have to move to accommodate my phone here. Okay, so we'll move into a few warrior poses. So finding yourself at the top of the mat, I'm going to try this position for you. So standing with your feet hip width apart. You can bring your hands to heart center, pressing into your left foot as you step back with your right. You're on a slight angle. Your left knee is bent over your right. Your left knee is bent and over the left ankle. Your back foot is turned slightly. Your body facing, your hips facing the front of the mat. And then creating some space and length in your torso. No straining, you're pressing into your feet, extending through your upper body. You may want to move that left foot wider, so you have more of a wider stance, depending on your balance at this stage. So pressing into your feet, and then you're breathing your arms up. And again, you're holding by pressing, you're holding yourself up through the pressing of your feet, the integrity through your torso. Your gaze is in front, your arms are elevated, or they can be behind. And then from here, move your right foot and hips to face the length of the mat into moving into warrior two. Still pressing into that front leg, the knee over ankle, your back leg extended, pressing into the outer edge of the right foot. Bring your baby belly in, creating length, not so much, no tension, just kind of angling that pelvic rather than being like that or like that. Just creating some height and extending through the arms, looking over your front fingertips. Holding for a few breaths, feeling that strength. And then bringing that left arm down towards the knee, resting slightly, creating some space in that right side as you reach forward with that right hand can extend. It can also be on your hips. Trying to stay aligned with your creating space in that right side. And then pressing into your left foot, straighten that leg. Bring your right hip out as you move into triangle pose. But again, engaging the pelvic floor, reaching with your hands. Don't worry about getting too deep into the pose. This is using the strength and the integrity of your abdominal muscles and pelvic floor, engaging those. You can look up and then coming back to warrior two. Pressing up, moving that left foot to face the length of the mat. So we're in 5-pointed star. So with this posture, as we move into forward fold, wide-legged forward fold, hinge at your hips, extend through your sternum, maybe soften at your knees, move with a straight back, and place your hands, for those who are pregnant, just really feeling where that depth feels good and enough. Some may want to go a little deeper, and you can feel, hopefully what you're feeling is good as you're creating some space in your lower back and in your, and then as you come up, engage that pelvic floor, press into your feet as you fold, unfold, and coming up. And then we'll do the other side by turning our right foot towards the opposite side of the mat, bending that right knee, your left leg, that foot is at a 45-degree angle, or slight, however many degrees that feels good for you. As you bend that right knee over the right ankle, facing more towards the front of that mat, which is now your back, but we're just going to go with that. And again, bringing that integrity to your upper body, creating length, pressing into your feet. Knee is over your ankle, no further. And then extending your arms. Moving that, being more open. Your hips are more aligned to the length of the mat. Looking over your front hand, over those fingertips. Holding, I was pressing, yeah. Then coming forward with the bent hand, elbow to the right knee, extending to your left. Pressing that into that right foot is supporting you, not so much sinking into that elbow, but it can be there for support as well. And then coming back up into warrior two, holding that, maintaining that alignment, and then straightening, coming again to 5-pointed star. And we're going to come just windshield wiper our feet to the center and drop into mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet are grounded, hands at your side. Come close your eyes and just feel the energy and the rush of the blood flow through your lower leg, through your body. If you're able to take a breath or two to really focus inwards. Focusing inward during labor will guide you into moving through the stages and the waves, the contractions, however it will help to guide you into how you want to move next. And even just tuning out the outside world and really coming into your intuitive self. Beautiful. Okay. So that was good for strength, and I think I might add one more, just because it can be really helpful to have really strong feeling legs for those who going into labor. So we're going to do a chair pose, so stepping wide-legged, maybe a little bit wider than your shoulders. You're going to breathe in, your hands are going to extend in front as you sit back into an imaginary chair. Knees over ankle. Try not to lean too far forward in your knees. Your hands are extended. Your tailbone is also extended. Looking forward in front of you. Finding that drishti point, finding that focal point. Breathing, letting your belly open with the inhale. And then coming back up on the exhale. Again, hands to your side. That mountain pose, just drop in, tune in. Feel and open your eyes, and we're going to do that one more time. So inhale, extending the arms forward at shoulder level, kind of finding that center where you're extended and also sitting. The strength of your legs, the power within. Engage that micro-pelvic floor if you can feel those kind of Kegel muscles. Want to just gently, don't do anything. And obviously coming out of any posture at any time, if you feel that you're holding and there's something not quite feeling right, but also knowing that edge and coming back up. And do one more time. Find yourself in mountain pose. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel your hands at your side. Tune into the quiet within. Beautiful. So we'll make our way back down to the mat. And if you have any water that you may want to have, you can. We're just gonna kind of find ourselves in some easier, gentle, cool down like postures. It's really just a nice practice for moving slow but mindful, tuning into your breath. With your legs extended, let's give them a little shake, a little up and down. You can use your hands to support. And then just a little tapping. This may, this is a great, I don't do this enough, and I'm not pregnant. But this is, your legs carrying around a baby body. Your legs are doing more work. You might find yourself in a different position as you standing, and so this is a good acknowledgement of the hard work your legs do. So you're tapping, circulating. It's good. And it's a good time to check on your feet. So we're going to check on our feet. I'm sitting slightly on a cushion, just a little bit of a hip raise, bringing your left leg over your right. I've been doing this the last few weeks, kind of showing this one as an opportunity to send some love to your feet. And also mentioning that it's a good opportunity for partners to play with touch and pressure. Starting with feet and hands is a nice way if your partner is your support person during labor, and even just in general. So twisting a little bit gently, pulling your toes slightly, bending your toes towards underneath your foot, squeezing your heel slightly underneath, and then of course some circles, the opposite direction. And then let's do the other leg. Take your right foot, some circles, holding it, supporting yourself however you need to feel supported. Might be a cushion underneath your leg. And then kind of giving a little twist in your foot, just like wringing it out, depending on what you are doing today or over the last week. It might feel really good. Hopefully it does. And then again, taking each toe, folding it towards the back of your foot, pulling gently on the joints, just gently. Squeezing your heel underneath. Beautiful. And then let's bring our legs wide again. And let's roll like we did at the beginning. Noticing if you have created more space. Perhaps in that space you've noticed there's some tighter spots that you weren't aware of. Just taking that time to kind of create some micro movements around that area. Rolling. And then coming around the opposite direction. Maybe moving more with that. Beautiful. And then sitting up, and we'll just, as we inhale, our spine's long, compress into the floor, really paying attention to, your pelvic floor in this position, how your belly feels in this position, maybe closing your legs more. And then as you exhale, just kind of moving your hands and rounding your back. Inhaling upright. Do this a few times. As I do this, I'm reminded of mentioning the importance of creating a ritual and a rhythm. And it's not so much creating, it's during labor, but ideally it spontaneously happens. It does require you to be really focused and giving yourself that internal quiet to know where your body needs to move next. But this too, just in this motion, sometimes it's just, it will help to move you through your labor experience. And back up and be sitting cross-legged. I haven't quite set up for Shavasana here, so I would love if you can create that for yourself right now. Lying down, propping yourself up. But what we will do, propping yourself up in the sense of your body position, pillow underneath your belly, all of that. Just creating a nice, snug, supported posture for yourself as you rest. Another beautiful practice to get into at this time is called Yoga Nidra. We offer some videos on the Yoga by the Sea, and there is a prenatal one. It's a really, really beautiful practice. So in closing, let's sit together, close our eyes. Ideally, you'll fall into, or you are in a Shavasana posture even right now. Feeling supported, feeling safe. Honoring yourself and this journey that you are on. Allowing it to unfold, accepting what is, and being with that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Bring my hands together. Jai Bhagwan. Namaste, mamas. Be well.